Hello, this is Matthew McKee, and I'm doing my Wargaming for November 4th, Tuesday. And so far, we have a trending market to the downside. So short true broken, short true none, short true. So Tokyo market sold off, London market sold off, and then now we've gone into short for New York 1. So there's two possible scenarios that can come play, right? And we're going to look at them from a data approach, right? We can see that there's a 79% probability that we go false and a 20% we go short, meaning that we're either going to go false and we're going to put a reversal in between now and market open, or we're going to wait for market open and do it between 9:30 and 10:15, right? But either way, scenario one is that we make a new low, right? A major pivot to the downside, and then we start heading up for the next 3 hours. If that's going to be the case, then we can see that we can expect a low of the day, a new low of the day, to be put in between 9:30 and 10:15. We don't. Our high of the day in this situation has already been playing at 1800. You can just look at price and see, yep, we're down 1.76%. More than likely, we're not going back up. So now we need to figure out: are we going to range the rest of the day, or are we going to start making a continuation trend? Right. So there's some levels that we can look at. Right? The Asian mid has a 78% probability of being broken. That's very, very high above us. But we can see that there is data in the New York 1 session for us to start reaching up and trying to grab it. We got some other levels that we can look at. We can see the previous 12-hour mid has a 70% probability. That's previous day mid. P12 has a 94% probability, and majority of the time it happens gets hit between 9:30 and 10:15. So that is currently right here at 25,874. So that's a high probability area that we're going to pay attention to. Can we make it up there and then come back down, or just period? And the first step is, we know there's two scenarios that we're looking for. We've got this. Let me make these a little bit bolder for you. Right? And then we turn this, we get above the 730 to 830 range. Right? Then this target turns on. Right? We expect a new low of the day because that's what data tells us. In this case, this would be an out of stat low of the day, right? So we're still expecting for us to come make a new low of the day before we make this move. All right, so now the other scenario is that we can't make it back above this 730 to 830 high, and we continue heading lower. We can see that this typically does not happen. This happens 20% of the time, right? Based off of what Asia and London did, this happens 20% of the time. So we can definitely expect that. We still have to be able to identify if it's going to happen. And then if this does happen where we can't break back above, we're definitely expecting the same low of the day between 9:30 and 10:15, or end of day low of day, depending on how much. If we want to go into the trend sell day, then that's when we would turn on this low of the day down here and continue, you know, selling above previous hour 50 and taking 05 breakouts to the downside, right? So either one is possible, but one does have a higher probability, right? For us to put a new low of the day in by 9:30, right? And then reverse, and then try to see if we have enough strength to get back up to this previous 12-hour mid, right? I'll use the 9:30 to make that decision. Can we get above and below it? Can we get above 9 o'clock's 50%? Can we 10 o'clock take out 9 o'clock's high? Can we put it in stat low at 10 o'clock to head up that way? But that's my wargaming function. Basically, if we turn this thing false, I'll take extended cash flow targets to get up to this P12 mid, but majority of the time, like, I'm going to be looking for selling the rips, because we know we're in the body of the daily candle and that body color is red. So why fight momentum when I can just take sells? Right? But I'm going to be smart about where I take sells from, right? I'm going to require a rip to happen for me to take a sell. But that's my wargaming. Later, haters.